Hello to you and your homegirls. Hey, I'm Christine. It's Thanksgiving and we're doing a little makeup therapy. This is truly a therapy session for me. I'm actually one of those people with an unstable family unit, so this Thanksgiving I'm actually just home. So I really wanted a nice makeup feel good session, and that's exactly what this turned out to be. Here I am vibing, liking the clear skin. My skin feels really good, and we're about to get started. I'm gonna be using a mix of affordable, high-end, indie. I'm all over the place. That's kind of my style. Join me. This is a good body doubling video. If you kind of want to just do your makeup alongside somebody, this is a good video for that. If you want to practice, get your stuff out, do that. My hair is actually a failed wash and go, so I just like defined the front with some mousse and did some antenna bangs. We can get this party started. So this is the Freck Rich Bitch Protect and Prime Serum. I like this. It is a little funny acting, but if you have really dry skin, this is really, really, really nourishing. It feels really good on the skin, and I do highly recommend it for dry skin. The only thing is you can't just do your skincare and then do this shortly after. You really got to give your skincare time to soak in and then put this on, otherwise it's gonna pill. This has a bad reputation for pilling, but I find that do your skincare and then do it, it won't pill. First thing I'm gonna do is go in with this e.l.f. Putty Primer. Mine is in the color Sun-Kissed. And I really wanted to do we are gonna do a no foundation look here. Like a 1-2 no foundation look, but it ended up getting very glam very quickly. This is also the e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. I'm really into double-ended brushes right now. It took me a minute to get into this one, but she's that girl. I'm gonna bronze up the perimeter of my face. I kind of do like a bronzer situation. It doesn't look like much. I am a little scaredy cat when it comes to pigment. But you'll see when I start bronzing up my nose, or like bronzing my nose, that it has a little pigment. I really want to try Juvia's cream bronzer, and they had a bomb sale on it, but the color that I want is sold out, so I haven't tried that yet. Now I'm flipping over to the tiny side of the brush and just doing a slight nose contour. I generally don't do this. I really don't like doing anything to my nose, but it's Thanksgiving, and I told y'all this started getting a little extra out of nowhere. I just blend it on the top and kind of into my brows and blend it out. All right, we're finally getting into some complexion here. I have these Sephora Make No Mistake high coverage concealers. I have both colors, 13 Clove, which is my deeper color, and 12 Cinnamon, which is going to be the highlighting color. I really, really, really like these. They are very high coverage. They're super creamy, but I think they're on their way to discontinuing them. I don't think they're available anymore. Use this baby cheap brush to apply. I usually use my fingers for this concealer, but my nails are too long, so I don't want to. Here I'm showing y'all how little of this is needed. The tubes look so tiny, but the concealer really is a potent concealer. You don't need that much of it for it to do what it needs to do. How pretty is this clove color? I use this as like a concealer when I'm not wearing foundation. I usually don't bring in the cinnamon for brightening, but again, it's Thanksgiving and I was being extra. But this color is so pretty. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of this, because it's almost out and it is being discontinued. I think the closest thing that I've tried so far is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. That kind of reminds me of this a little bit. Here I go with cinnamon, a little itty bitty dot. Like, look at how far that dot goes. Like, I love that. Love that. Child, this is my Juvia sponge. Don't judge it. This is chocolate skin makeup, girl. I'm gonna spray it down with this Makeup Revolution ceramide spray, and we're gonna get the blending. I really wanted to use a brush for this, but I don't really have a brush that I would like to use under my eyes. I did just order one. I'm going to do a haul for everything that I purchased during Black Friday, and a concealer brush is one of them. So subscribe and check back with me, because I'm collecting. I've already gotten a couple of packages and I am collecting my Black Friday purchases, and I'm gonna do a video with all of them and show you guys everything that I got. So I usually don't spray my face while I'm blending, but I got this from Nana Beauty. Hi Nana, if you're watching, hey girl. I love watching everyone and picking up new techniques. That's actually what's fun to make up about for me. Is trying out new things, trying out things different from how you usually do it. That's what's fun about makeup. There's so many steps and so many different ways to do so many steps. Change it up, switch it up, don't get bored. Alright, now that I'm happy with my blend with my sponge, I'm switching over to this Morphe L102 brush. It comes in a set, in this purple set. I got it from Ulta, but I seen it at Marshall's for like a couple of dollars. Some fire brushes in this set. I'm spraying again. Word to Miss Nana Beauty. And this brush is fire. At first, I thought it was a highlighting brush, and I was a little bit confused about what to do with it. But look at that. Look at how it gets up into that nose, honey. Yeah, I really like this brush for like diffusing the edges of my concealer. And did this concealer lie when she said she was high coverage? She's not lying. She told the truth. Look at this. I know I said I'm scared of pigment, but that's some high coverage concealer. I'm gonna keep blending my life away. Also, I am very, very trust the process. You really gotta trust the process with me, because I don't always go in order. I really do this intuitively. I go with what I feel. And I kind of know what the end is going to look like. But mid-process be looking crazy. And you know how it is. Trust the process. Don't be scared. I know this looks crazy. I know this looks intense. But I'm going to neutralize it. Don't worry. Now I'm switching over to a smaller flat top brush. This is the kind of brush I would use if I were wearing foundation. This is what I would blend my foundation out with. But I'm kind of just blending the concealer into the bronzer, whatever the heck. And kind of just making this one with my skin, pressing it into the skin. I love blending. I really do. I'm into it. I like it. It's fun. I know this is why some people don't like to do makeup, but this is true makeup therapy, true escapism for me. This shit is fun. You can't tell me this is not fun.
Alex, bye.
All right, here's where I'm like, get into it. I'm having a good time. This is my thinking face. I don't know what the heck I was thinking about. Let me watch this through and see what the heck I was trying to figure out. I was trying to pick a powder. I picked one that I do not usually use. This is the Da Vinci Prime Libre, whatever. Let me go look at what this is called, girl. Givenchy Prisme Libre. Mine is in the color 5 Popeline Mimosa. This one is brown girl friendly. It's really brightening. I don't use it often because I find that it's drying. You see, I'm using a big fluffy brush. That's a double-ended brush that I found at Marshall's for like $6. I really like it. For under the eye, when I'm using a powder that is scary to me. Powder scares me. I have dry skin. I really have to be careful when it comes to powder because it can make or break my makeup. So I am getting the creases out, and then I'm gonna set the under eye with the Givenchy. Again, I don't use this powder often because I feel like if I use too much, it feels too dry. But this concealer is extremely creamy, very much so for dry skin people, and it really doesn't set. So I thought that this powder will go really well with this sort of concealer on my skin. It ended up looking really good. You'll see. I'll show you.
Alex, bye.
Here I'm showing you that I really don't even have much powder in there. I'm really being careful with not loading up my brush with too much powder. This powder is not a game. All right, this is where I'm looking at it, and it looks really good on camera, but I'm looking at it deep in the mirror because I do see that it is kind of like breaking apart. I don't know, it looks good on camera, but in the mirror, it was, I don't know how to explain that texture where it's not smoothed out or like powdered down the way that you would want it to be. That's what it was giving me in the mirror, but it ended up being alright.
Alex, bye.
All right, I was digging around looking for my face palette. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Face Palette in the color Captivate. I'm using the bronzer from this palette to set my e.l.f. bronzer. The putty bronzer, I really like the formula. I love the e.l.f. putty formula. I think it's fire. It really sets down and it really just gives skin. It's fire. So it doesn't really need to be set. Again, it's Thanksgiving. Being extra. The bronzer in this face palette also is not very pigmented. I'm scared of I'm scared of contour. I'm scared of bronzer. I'm scared of all that stuff. And you'll even see when we start doing my blush, I'm a very low pigment girly. Other than that insane concealer, I kind of like for things to be pretty low pigment, where I can have control over how much coverage and how much pigment I'm putting on my face. I am feeling the base. This is me saying the base is delicious. And I think so. Let me know if you agree. It's brow time. This is the Makeup Revolution Precise Brow Pencil in the color Dark Brown. I really enjoy this brow pencil. My favorite brow pencil is the Benefit one, Precisely My Brow. That joint costs $24. And I run through brow pencils. I run through them like water. So I like to have like a rotation of different ones. And I really like this one. This one performs like the Benefit one. Yeah, all I do is I brush them up. You'll see. I'll walk you through the process. I know a lot of people don't do their brows on camera. I actually love brows. It's one of my favorite parts of the routine. I know people think brows is so tedious and don't like to do it. I love brows. I love zoning out. You're gonna see I'm gonna pick up the mirror and I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna vibe doing brows. This little mirror is from Primark. Like, it stands on my desk, and here I'm trying to like figure out if it like it's double-sided, so I'm trying to figure out if the other side will blind y'all, and I'm gonna keep doing that. You'll see. So all I do is I just do a precise line on the bottom of my brow. So I get my brow precise on the bottom. I don't bring any product to the top. I don't do any product onto the top. And you see pigment, one swipe. That pencil, I recommend that pencil. It's really good. I use other drugstore ones, and I don't play about brow products. I don't like a janky brow product. So I recommend this one. I think it's like $6. It's fire. And then I kind of just bring the product up into the brows, like filling in my brows with the pencil. Here I am checking my work. Look at the drawn on brow and the not drawn on brow. I'm gonna do the second one, and I'm gonna be back. All right, I finished the second brow, and then I look at it and I'm like, they are not related. I'm like, they're not family. I kind of overarched the second brow, and I'm like trying to straighten it out here. Yeah, you can see one is super arched and the other one is not, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get them symmetrical and sometimes you don't. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm a do my bestest. Then I go in with the spoolie end of the pencil, and I run the product from the bottom of the brow up into the brow. So I'm using the spoolie to bring that precise line that I did on the bottom of the brow up into the brow. I'm trying to diffuse the sharpness I created on the bottom of my brow. This is why I like very precise pencils. I really want to try the Kosas Nano one, but I don't know. I know when you get new pencils, sometimes you got to get the wax off of it. And I tried swatching that in Sephora, and I guess the wax was on it. It was not giving me creamy. I like a pigmented pencil. I don't play around. That's an Equal Tools brow brush and spoolie. I really like it. And I'm bringing the product out towards my nose to diffuse the sharp line. And again, bringing the product up into the brow from my precise brow line. Brush, brush, brush. I love brows. I really like brows. All right, I'm into it here. I like what I did. I'm into it. I'm having a good time. So I don't set my brows until the end of my makeup. I know that's weird. I know a lot of people do brows first. I could never do brows first. That doesn't make any sense to me and how I do makeup. Only because y'all are here, I'm going to go in with the NYX Lift and Snatch pen just to fill in some sparse areas. NYX 8 with this pen. That pen is crazy. Like, 10 out of 10 recommend. But yeah, I don't set my brows until the end, because once I'm done with brows, I'm gonna cut them out with some concealer, like sharpen them up with some concealer, and then I'm gonna prime my eyes, and then we're gonna go into eyeshadow. So for me, when I start like blending those things, I don't want a cemented down brow. I want to be able to blend up into my brow without messing with any product that's in there. All right, like I said, we're gonna cut the brow. I love this Makeup by Mario Master Eye Prep and Set. Mine is in the color Deep, and I'm using an eyebrow brush. It's by Pinky Rose. I've had it forever. This palette goes bananas. As you can see, it has a lighter concealer, a darker concealer, and a translucent powder. You see my deep shade has hit pan. I just hit pan. I've had it for a long time. I want to say like a little before the summer started. Some Mario went on sale at Sephora, and this was one of the things that I picked up. I love it. I would repurchase it. I use it all the time. I like how it's just like, I don't know, it's like a utilitarian product to me. I can do so many things with it. I can clean up this. It's basically like an ombre concealer. Like he said, he did a good thing. Eye prep and set. Like I really can prep my entire eye for eyeshadow with this palette. And it's cute. Like it's a cute size. It has a mirror. I usually travel with it. I like her. I recommend her. And I do like concealer as a eyeshadow base. So that's pretty much what it is. So I'm using the lighter shade to cut my brow. I use a Precise brush, and now I'm going in with like a bigger Japanesque brush to kind of like blend out the edges. I only highlight the brow bone, and I get that blended out. I don't bring it in towards the nose. I just think that works better for me and my face. And then I'm going in with this Ulta Beauty concealer brush, and I'm going into the deeper shade, and I'm gonna set the eyelids with the deeper shade. So I apply the deeper shade to both lids. Then I go in with this Morphe 2 concealer brush, and I buff out the edges of what I just applied onto the lids and kind of just melt the deeper shade in with the brow bone highlighting shade, and kind of just melt that down into the eye. I have hooded almond eyes. And when this process is done, it's so satisfying to me. It looks so good to me. Like a blanked out, clean eyelid. That's really beautiful to me. And especially with this Mario one, it just looks fire. If you have hyperpigmentation on your eyelids, here I am, like just feeling it. I love how it looks. But yeah, blanking out the eyelid is one thing, but if you have hyperpigmentation on your lid, sorry, I'm being ADHD. This is an Unearthly brush. Unearthly Cosmetics 8-12. It's from the orange set. It's a fire brush, nothing else like it in my collection, and I'm setting it down with the translucent powder that is within the palette. I'm sitting down today because it's Thanksgiving. I'm trying to get out of the habit of setting down the lid, but my lid, like I said, is hooded, and sometimes I feel like just setting it down just absorbs some of the excess oil that gets produced in my creases. But what I was saying is, I'm so into it. What I was saying is, if your lids are hyperpigmented, that's usually just an eyeshadow inspiration. My lids are like darker towards my lash line, and then kind of get a little diffused. So that's like a natural smoky eye. Some people have like a natural wing. I'm really inspired by the natural face. With makeup, I'm really just trying to mimic what's on the natural face. Here are the palettes I'm using. This is Playing in Makeup by Yolando. This is the Relentless palette. I just got it a little bit before Halloween. Look at the color story. It's so pretty. This palette is fire. Playing in Makeup by Yolando is absolute fire. I was put on by Gel Beauty 87 here on YouTube, and I'm like in love with the brand. That palette is mostly a matte palette, so we're gonna go in with the secondary. This is also by Playing in Makeup by Yolando, and it's the Paint Me Home 2. It's an all shimmer palette, an all duochrome palette. Wait for it, wait for it. Beautiful. It's so pretty. Yeah, the Relentless palette is matte heavy. It does have the duochromes, like those big pans to the right side of the palette. Those are really pretty sparkly duochromes. But like within like the color story, like the regular size pans, it's like 4 shimmers in there. So I'm using the Paint Me Chrome 2 as a companion. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do to the eyes when I woke up this morning. I knew I wanted to do something neutral with a pop. So we're gonna do a neutral halo with a pink pop. It's gonna be pretty, it's gonna be fun. All right, I started off by showing y'all a BH brush, but we're gonna start with an unearthly brush. It's an A5, and we're gonna start with this transition shade, Stony. We're gonna stay in that neutral row pretty much. I know it's a rainbow palette, but we're pretty much gonna stay in that neutral row. Unearthly's brushes are fire. I have both the orange set and the green set. I love Unearthly Cosmetics brushes. I saw her, the owner, using a purple brush in her melt video, in one of her Halloween videos. And I need that. Like, Miss Amanda, can you drop the purple set, please? Yeah. So I'm using Stony as a transition, and we're gonna get this party started. Stony is a really pretty transition shade. It matches my skin very well. I really like it. It's pretty. I love this, the formula in this palette. It's highly pigmented. You'll see. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my BH smudge brush. It's essentially just a fluffy pencil brush. And I'm gonna go in, well, first I always like brush my brushes on my hand to make sure they're not dirty. I'm trying to choose a color. It's taking me forever after I already told y'all I'm gonna stay in that neutral row. We're gonna go in with our deep shade, and it is Obdurate. This deep burgundy brown shade. Fun fact about me is that I love shade names, and this palette is called Relentless, and all the shade names are like these like tenacious characteristics and like words that make you do your Googles. Obdurate means stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action. So this is the deep shade, and I'm going a little before the end of my eye with the deep shade in a vertical fashion. So I'm going like up and down on the lid. Yeah, this palette makes me think of Maleficent because it has like all the shade names. It's like unfeeling, unforgiving, unsparing, heartless. Not all of them are like that bad, but it kind of gives a villain vibes. I wore this palette for Halloween, and it kind of gives holiday because all the colors. And look at how pigmented that color is. It's so pretty. I really like that color. I use that shade on Halloween too. All right, now I'm going in with the BH Small Precision brush. This is a great brush if you have small eyes like me. It's like $4, $5 on the Makeup Revolution site. I am going to go in with Stony and Uncharitable, which is below Stony, and kind of mix them together to blend out my deep shade.
Shell on the beat.
I'm very much so still an eyeshadow beginner. I'm really working on getting a good halo technique. I'm working on it. I'm still a beginner. I'm trying not to be so blendy. I've picked up a new technique recently which really makes your shadows pop and doesn't really require so much blending, and it's really beautiful. I can't wait to keep playing around with that technique, but at the end of the day, I do really like to blend, so I'm gonna do that. After going in with those blend out shades, I'm going back in with Obdurate or Deep Shade to reinforce, get the depth back. Who do I watch? What's her name? Raggedy Royal. She always says you don't lay down a shadow once. Kind of have to go back and forth between your shadows to reinforce them. Make sure that they're popping. I'm just going back and forth with those two brushes to get a good blend. I usually always work on my outer corners first. I love getting the outer corner together. I'm going in with another BH brush, a pencil brush for my inner corner. I think this is from the Birthstone set, and I'm just going to use the same shades. I'm going in with Stony first and put that in my inner corner, and then as we get closer to the pupil from the inner corner, I'll go in with my deep shade. Back in with the deep shade. I really am light-handed with my shadows. I don't use a lot of shadow. I'm light-handed with all makeup, pretty much. Now when it comes to my hair, I'm not light-handed at all. This is one of my favorite brushes. I love to use a fluffy brush, a clean fluffy brush, just to get the edges, clean the edges, just like I did with my concealer. Fluff everything out. I like to look like I came out of my mama's coochie with my eyelids this color. Alright, I know this brush looks like it's been through some things, because it has. It's the Morphe X9N FF1. It's like a flat concealer brush, kind of, but fluffy. I'm going into this Pepto-Bismol pink. It's called Unfeeling. It's so pretty. Such a pretty pink. This palette is really, really fun. I love this palette. I'm taking that pink into the bare space.
Shell on the beat.
How pretty is that? It's so pretty. Now I know this looks a little subdued. It's because I used a neutral primer. This could really pop off with the white eyeshadow base. I used a neutral one. Playing in Makeup by Yolando's eyeshadow bases are fire. Her white one is so good. Here, I'm taking that same BH brush that I used for my deep shade, and I'm going in with the deeper shade. It's called Merciful. It's like this deep plum color right under Obdurate, and I'm using that to blend the pink in with Obdurate. Such a pretty color. This color story is so pretty. This is my second large rainbow palette, and this one is just so much more dark skin girl friendly, black girl friendly. The colors are just so rich, like beautiful. 10 out of a 10. Girl, I picked up my BA Small Precision again, got the blend in, and I was feeling it. I liked it. I liked the way that it was looking a lot. Here I was showing y'all that I could have went in with this Unstoppable shade. Those are really pretty. They're dual chromes. I was trying to see if you can see the shift in the mirror. It wasn't really working. It's kind of like a purple to green, but because the center was so pink, I really wanted to keep it pink and not have it go purple. I have used that shade before. It's really pretty. All right, we're switching gears. I have this little flat concealer brush. It's from Walmart. It's from a Bratz collection. And I'm about to go in with some NYX glitter glue, which is going to be my first mistake of this whole look. I really don't reach for glitter glue that much. I don't like it. I prefer to just put shimmers on my eyes just like that. But because I use the pink matte as a base, I really wanted the shimmers to stick on. We're switching gears into the Paint Me Chrome 2 palette, and I'm going in with that pink shimmer called Beautiful. It's really pretty. It is really beautiful. It shifts to gold. And so I laid down the glue and I'm laying down the shimmer. This eye went great. It ended up being really smooth, but I end up messing up on my other eye. I kind of gunked up the glitter glue and it wasn't like a smooth, nice application. I don't fool with glitter glue, girl. But this Paint Me Chrome 2 can be a little fallouty, so I was like, let me just use some glue. You'll see here like the raised texture and not a good texture. It's just gunky and gluppy. I don't really do anything about it. I just let it ride. I'm not going anywhere. Even if I was going anywhere, I still wouldn't have cared. But the right eye was pretty enough for me. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time messing around with it, trying to fix it. I notice how it's bothering me, but I'll get over it. I'm going back in with the BH Small Precision, back into Merciful after the shimmer, just to kind of merge the pink and the deep shades together. Here I go fooling around with that shimmer again. But like I said, I get over it, and I think the eye is really pretty, and I'm feeling it, and it's giving what I wanted it to give. This is a Makeup Revolution double-ended brown eyeliner. I'm gonna go in with the felt tip to do a brown wing. I've been really into brown wings lately. This one is not so good, not the best quality. If anybody could recommend a good brown liner to me, please let me know. I kind of want to order off of Melt. I know Melt is having a sale. I really want to try their potted eyeliners. Then I go in with the kohl side. I like the kohl side better than the felt tip side. It kind of has like a shimmer to it. Then I take this really tiny Morphe brush. It's a MH1, and I use it to smudge the kohl liner out. I was really feeling it. I really liked how the eyes turned out. Halo eyes always remind me of, or the way that I do mine, remind me of Scar from Lion King, or like a slit eyebrow. It's giving edgy. It's giving alien-esque. All right, we're going back into complexion. I'm trying to choose my blush. So I showed y'all that LYS cream blush. It is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Humble. It comes in a set of 3. I highly recommend this set. It's $20 for these 3 cream blushes, and this one I haven't used yet. All right, I picked out my cream. Now I picked out my powders. I'm going to use this Juvia's Place, the Blush Rose palette, and the Festival palette. All right, we're going to start with the cream. I'm obviously going pink. Trying to pick out a brush here. I'm going to use this domed, dense, fluffy brush. I'm going into the cream. Again, it's my first time using this one. I love the other 2. It's such a cute set. This is a pretty pink you're going to see. Pretty! It's giving pink. I really was in a pink mood. This is going to be a very cool pink wintry face. It turns out really cute. I'm really happy with the way the blush went. I was feeling it. All right, I'm gonna go into Juvia's The Festival palette. This palette is beautiful, but the color story is challenging. I do not know what to do with it on my eyes. I'm going into the center shade in this palette. It's called Eerie G, I believe. I know a lot of people get tripped up on Juvia's shade names, but again, I like shade names and doing your Googles. Juvia is also a Black-owned, I believe Nigerian-owned brand, and a lot of those shade names are culture. Figure it out. I was feeling that blush. So pretty. I love Juvia's Place palettes as face palettes. It's really pigmented, really pretty, easy to work with. All right, I'm switching over to a less dense cheek brush. That's the Morphe L101 from that same purple set I was telling you about. The Blush Rose by Juvia. This is one of my favorite palettes by Juvia. It's so pretty. I'm going to go into the baby pink in this palette and set that lighter pink with that. I love this palette. It's so multi-purpose. And you're going to see I'm going to use a shimmer from that palette as a highlighter. Every time I go into that palette for a blush, I end up using that shimmer. So yeah, great face palette. I usually travel with that one too, since it could be eyes, face, everything. This is a Sigma F53 Air contour / blush brush. I use this clean to blend my cheeks together. It's a cool concept for a blush brush. It's kind of stippled, so it does like a really pretty airbrushed look. Mine is from the Alice in Wonderland set. Alright, like I said, I'm going to go back into the Blushed Rose palette. I'm going to go into that center shimmer. It's like a gold. It's really pretty. That palette is really pretty. I'm using a Real Techniques 061 as a highlighting brush. Came in a set. Most of my brushes come from sets. I prefer to buy brushes in sets. I very rarely buy singles. And I love this shimmer as a highlighter. It's so pretty. It kind of has like this deep pink undertone to it, but then it's gold. It falls into that Blush Rose color story so beautifully. That palette, recommend. Juvia's Place has bomb sales. You can get that for under $10. Just kind of look out for Juvia's sales. You can get their stuff for the low ski, and it's great quality. I'm going back in with the Sigma brush with no excess product, just to blur everything together. Babe girl, this is one of my tried and trues. This is the Black Opal True Color Soft Velvet Finishing Powder. Mine is in 600 Dark. I like to use this as a powder foundation, finishing powder, all in one. I'm using it with a big powder Japanese brush. These Japanese brushes are really good. If you see them in Marshalls, pick them up. They're nice, great quality. Here with the light hand, just setting my face and feeling myself. Now with an Ulta Beauty powder brush, a smaller fluffy brush, I'm just sweeping where I applied the finishing powder. Just like, getting any excess off, making sure it's blended well. I really just applied the powder to like the perimeter of my face, avoiding the center because I already applied Givenchy there. The Ulta Beauty brush sets are really good. I think they're all the same. Mine is Little Mermaid. I'm a little girl. I love Disney, obviously. But yeah, I think all the sets end up being the same. Anyway, child, that's the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. I was looking for a Makeup Revolution one that I just bought. I could not find it. Decided to go dewy. I have a lot of powder on my face, so I like to keep a balance. All right, that's pretty much it. That's the face. I'm gonna go off camera and put on some lashes, and I'll come back. Girl, that's my own personal time of shadow work. I could not do lashes on camera. Sorry about it. Okay, I returned with lashes. Look at these lashes. How pretty. Those are really pretty. This is a set of 5 that I actually picked up from Burlington Coat Factory for $6. The ones I'm wearing are in the style Cassiel, and this is from a company called LA Splash Cosmetics. That's my favorite lash glue from the resupply store. They're the Lash Tease 3D Faux Mink Lashes. That's also my favorite tweezers, how I put them on. And they're called the Sinfully Angelic Natural Wispies. They're long. I usually don't go this long. And say it with me, it's Thanksgiving. Okay, here's another instance of me being extra and messing it up. So I decided to go in with the pink shimmer on my lower lash line too. I never put anything on my lower lash line. I don't like messing with my lower lash line. I don't think it suits me. I have really small eyes. I shouldn't have did this, but I did. Oh, first I'm going to highlight my brow bone with that. It's just a really subtle shimmer. It's really pretty. No harm in that one. I'm going to make my mistake with the Unearthly A7. Great brush. Stupid idea. Alright, I'm wrapping up eyes. I'm about to set the brows. This is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, I believe. It's pretty good. Benefit doesn't really take any L's when it comes to brow products. I think they are probably the top brand for brow products. Really good quality stuff. I have coarse hairs. I need a very serious brow gel. And this one is without being like ridiculous cement. It works well. I like it. Yeah, I'm really happy with this makeup sesh. Happy with the brows. I'm happy with the face. It's giving. It's really cute. I really like it. Successful makeup therapy. I'm looking up because I store lip products on a shelf above my vanity, and I'm trying to choose a lip here, trying to figure it out. That's my lip liner. Been using that since I was like, I don't know. It's NK Bold Lip Liner. I believe in the color Black Cherry. I ultimately ended up at Juvia's Place, the Candy Shop collection. This one's in the color Napoleon. It's really pretty. By the time I get to lips, I'll be tired. So I like to go for easy peasy lips. I am a lip gloss girl. I am trying to get back into combos, but I like an easy lip. Ooh, child, we wrapping up. We coming to a close. This is it. I just wanted to tap in and do a little outro for the Thanksgiving makeup therapy. I didn't just want to leave y'all hanging like that. The way I ended the video was very peace. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, please comment below how I could better serve you. For me, that's truly therapy, but I do want us to build community. So tap in below. Let me know what you would like to see from me. Thank you. Bye.